Tomatoes. Hey everybody, I'm Chef Dad, and this is my 21-day fermented tomato bisque. Tomatoes, what are we doing? We are getting our tomatoes prepped because in 3 weeks, I'm going to be making tomato bisque. So over here, what we have going on is I have this one-step formula. This is no rinse cleaner, sanitizer for all of my fermentation stuff. Meat or any fermentation, I like to clean all my stuff, get all the bad stuff out. So we've got our jar that we're going to be putting all the tomatoes in. We've got our lid. We got our seal for the lid. We have our airlock. We have our lid for the airlock. And I pulled out 4 weights just in case I need to use them. We are just going to rinse under cold water, our tomatoes. While those are rinsing, we are going to put our vessel on the scale. We're going to turn it on so that it zeroes out, and it is zeroed. Well, I'm going to get most of the water off of there. And I'm going to start going in. Reason that I'm scaling out the tomatoes is so that I can get how much salt we need to put in here. Okay, it does not look like we are going to need all of these. That is 1,750 grams right now. Let's see what 2 more does. So as these soften up, they will smush down a little more. We ended up with 2322 grams. 2,322 grams. So we need 2% of that, so we're going to take our fancy calculator here. This is going to take 46.44 grams of salt. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to reset this so it's back to 0. And I'm going to go on the top for 46.44. Well, I'm going to go for 47 grams. This doesn't give me the decimals. Okay, there we go. Now we are done with salt. We are going to fill this entire jar to the top with water. So I'm going to see how many weights I want to put on here. It's all right if you smush them down a little bit. Okay, and you do want it to overflow just a little bit if you can. All right, so 2 weights is going to be perfect. So I'm going to put my lid on here. Should compress those down. Now, what? Oh, you genius. Make sure you put your seal in. Your lid. Seal, lid. Place it in there. That was just a test fit. I wanted to make sure that that lid fit this jar. So, when you look down in here, everything should be under the water. You don't want anything above the water. So we do have salt down at the bottom. It's going to be fine. It'll all end up dissolving. But the critical thing is to keep everything below the water. If it's above the water, what happens? You get mold. We do not want mold. Why did I say that I needed sanitizer fluid? Because I need some sanitizer fluid to put in here. You can use water, you shouldn't use water. So I'm going to take this bowl right here. I'm going to take it right over here. I'm going to put some water in it. And this is 1 tablespoon per gallon. So I'm doing about half of it. It's all right if it's a little over. It's not going to hurt anything. You just don't want it to fall down inside of your container through your airlock, because then you're killing the good bacteria that we're trying to form. Just going to dip this down inside. Oh. And you got to make sure that it gets up. Look, I'm taking a tablespoon. I'm doing it. I do it my way. So on here, you can see these lines. It says max. It's right here. Okay, and then we're going to put our lid on here. Make sure it snaps. And we're just gonna press this right down into this airlock. Now we're just gonna let it sit. How long are we gonna let this sit? We're gonna let this sit for about 21 days, and then we're gonna make our tomato bisque. So where are we gonna store it? In our pantry. Because of me, it's a mess. But you can see where I have other fermentation going on over there. I'm gonna put it down in that. See you in 21 days. It's time to make some tomato bisque. So what we're doing is we're making a mirepoix without the celery. So it's probably called something else in France. We're not in France, we're in America. I think I'm gonna run this through the blender when it's all said and done. And we're gonna make this nice and smooth. If you like soup, leave it down in the comments. What's your favorite kind of soup? Or your favorite kind of bisque? Lobster bisque, tomato bisque. We're moving on to carrots. So, we're just gonna cut them up nice and fine. We're just building flavor on this tomato bisque. Just want them to be able to cook down and get soft. That's all we're doing. That's all we're after here. You can cut an onion a dozen different ways. Do whatever you feel right in your heart. I chose a yellow onion because the yellow onion is sweet. So, I'm gonna get this in here. This is going to go over on the stove and start sweating down while we get the garlic ready. So we're gonna go in here with a healthy pinch of salt, Chef Dad smoked salt, because this is going to help it sweat down and it's the best seasoning in the world. I'm going to go in with a little bit of olive oil. I'm gonna get everything a good mix. We just want this to start sweating. Everything needs to get tender. So for this size bisque, you're gonna want like 2 cloves of garlic. So we got a lot more than that. And we've got our awesome little garlic peeler. Peeled garlic. That fast, I love it. Should just be a rolling action, action, action. Oh, once we got all of our garlic pressed, we just need this other portion to start cooking down a little bit more so we can get that garlic in there. While we have that all sweating down, we are going to get into our fermented tomatoes. Oh man, look at the gases coming off of there. Let's get the weights out of here. They got a little bit of a vinegar smell to them, but they're like super water gluey. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dump these right into the strainer. Okay. Look at the bottom. That's yeast, don't worry about it. Natural occurring yeast. It's not gonna hurt you anyway. Cold water. Okay, these are very fragile. I mean, it wouldn't take anything to pop these. So, just need to get them a good rinse. Oh man, you can smell them. They smell so good. It's like a rich, tangy tomato. I'm gonna let that rinse or drip dry there for a minute. We're gonna come over here, take a look at our veggies. We're gonna go in right now with our garlic. Oh no! Okay, we're gonna go in with what I didn't drop on the ground. You do not want to burn the garlic. So we're gonna get that mixed in there. Come over here with some vermouth. And this should amplify the fragrance a lot. Okay, there we go. Went in with about, 1/3 cup of vermouth. We're gonna kick it up on high gear here. We want that to cook down. Try the Turbo Blast. Amazon Basic Immersion Blender. Okay, so we're going to go in with that much of that. We're going with the tomatoes. So, don't splash them everywhere. Let's get all those. Whoa, here I'm popping. Whoa. Man, those tomatoes were just there. They were ready. Now listen to them. Here. They're gonna pop. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's take a look at what we have going on here. I did make a little bit of a mess. Okay, let's get a little taste. It just needs to cook down. We may add a little bit of salt towards the end after the cream's in there. But right now, we have sage, thyme, and rosemary. So at the end, for finishing it off, we will put basil. But with this, it's just gonna go in there and add some aromatics. I'm gonna put the lid on it with a little bit of an angle. Okay, so we're just gonna let that simmer away. We're gonna let this cook for about an hour. While this tomato bisque finishes setting up, before we put our cream in here, we're going to get our sandwiches going. Because what goes better with tomato bisque than a grilled cheese sandwich? We're gonna do 2 styles of grilled cheese sandwiches. One is going to be the classic American cheese. The other one is gonna be a super blend. First off, we're gonna get butter on 1/2 of our sandwich. Okay, we're gonna drop this one right here. It's not on yet. No temp. No temp. We have our American cheese. This definitely requires more than 1 slice of American cheese for our amazing Texas toast bread that we've made. Okay, think that's enough cheese? No. We want 1 more piece. Okay, there we go. Okay, now that we've got that on there, we're gonna go ahead and turn our burner on, put it down on low medium. Now we're gonna get the other half buttered. Okay, there we go. We are gonna drop our lid on here so that we get a nice cheese melt. Okay, let's take a look, take a look, take a look. Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna get that flipped over. Look at that beautiful browning on there. Okay, it's not gonna take long. Okay, look at that, perfect. Yeah, and hear it, hear it. That cheese is still cooking. That pan is hot. We do not want a hot pan when we go in with the next one. Okay, so we're gonna set that there. See how that cheese is gooey, ooey? Just, yes, that's what you want. Use a good knife. Oh yeah, look. Oh yeah, got a nice melt on there. That's perfect. Okay, let's bring this over here. We don't want it hot, remember. Butter, 1/2 of our sandwich. The first half. Just get it edge to edge. You want complete coverage with the butter. Okay, bam. Okay, we're gonna bring it over. So we are going to go on with 2 pieces of Vermont cheddar. Then we are going to go on with 2 slices of some Gruyere cheese. We're gonna go on with 2 slices of Colby Jack cheese. Then, because I want it to have a little bit more tang, we're gonna go on with 2 more pieces of Vermont cheddar. So that's not it. That's not it. This is cream cheese. Okay, then we're gonna just put a nice layer of cream cheese right on just half the sandwich. Okay, so now that we got that part done, we need to butter the other side. Oh, yes, I always wanted cream cheese smashed into my hand. Crown our jewel, put that on there. There's quite a bit of cheese on here, so we are going to start this on a low temperature. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, because we want that bottom just to be perfect. Nice flip. Look at that, gorgeous. Okay, just keep it on a low temp. Have patience. The key to a perfect grilled cheese sandwich is cheese and grilling and crunchiness on the surface of the bread, nice soft bread on the inside, then the cheese should just be like. Okay, sandwich is done. So I'm gonna take this sandwich. I'm gonna pull it over here. Sizzling. Okay, so we're gonna pull this off. Yes. Yes, but watch. Soft and supple. Oh yeah, look at there. Now, what do we have to do? We have to finish our tomato bisque. Come over here. Okay, this last little piece here, this is where we can get some amazing flavors. What we are going to do is we are going to take our cream, our heavy whipping cream. Now we're just going to add this in nice and slowly. So I'm looking for it to have a nice little bit of creaminess to it. It's in my beard. We're going to take this to the next level. There's some Chef Dad smoked salt, and we do want to go in with a little bit more cream. When you eat this, it should coat the whole inside of your mouth. All right, so this is the color that I really was aiming for. Beautiful. It's super fragrant. What I'm gonna do is what everybody should do. I'm gonna dip this amazing grilled cheese sandwich right into my bisque. And look how it sticks on there. It's like perfect consistency. Whoa. Oh, good.
The cream cheese on that sandwich with the bisque
Amplifies everything. Running off with my sandwich. Tell me in the comments down below how to amplify your normal dish. This turned out amazing. It does take 21 days to make, but it's worth it. YouTube picked this video for you. I picked this one for you. There's a subscription button over here. Click it. I need you. I love you.